Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply, and this video is to bring you a closer look at the Hager number 234W US15. This is a wall stop from Hager. This is a 234W. That means that it is a cast piece of hardware, and in this case it would be cast brass, would be the hardware type. The other type of stop, the other method of manufacturing a stop is typically the wrought process. There is a direct correlation between what's considered the quality of the component as it's manufactured and the casting process. High quality brass hardware, high quality bronze hardware is going to be cast. Wrought is more of a process where economy is the most important aspect. This plate, the outer shell that you see, that's all cast brass, okay, which is, you know, directly related to why you're looking at a single wall stop that's so expensive. It's because it's cast brass. That's why. Inexpensive items would be wrought. I think 236W would be the proper part number from Hager for a wrought item, and I'm looking at a screen here to see if my memory's not cheating me on a 236W. Yeah, I'm sure that that's accurate. 236W. Yeah, for sure that's going to be a wrought. A wrought piece of hardware. So if you're looking for the same sort of stop, less expensive, look for the wrought. That'd be a 236W. Now, moving on. Piece of solid brass with a satin nickel finish with a lacquer applied. That's where the US15 comes into play. This is an item that would be considered an appropriate wall stop to use when you have functions of lock sets that are keyed functions that incorporate a button, or a non-keyed function like a privacy that would incorporate a button. A button to provide privacy, a button to lock an outside trim, or a push-turn button to do the same. That button's meant to go inside of this hole. There's concave, then there are convex. Concave is what you're going to use so that when the door opens and the button hits the stop, it goes in the hole rather than hitting the convex version, pushing the button in, relocking that lock, either permanently until it's unlatched from the inside, or possibly until the door is closed. The point of the matter is some locks, when you push that button in or push and turn it, you pull the door closed, especially if you push and turn it, the outside's going to be locked. You close that door, it's still going to be locked. If you have a push button function like an office function, some locks are going to stay locked when you pull the door closed. Other locks will automatically set the condition of the exterior trim to an unlocked position because the depressing of the latch bolt forces the inner assembly and linkage to pop the button back out. If you're using convex in those applications, that's not considered proper procedure. So you could certainly use concave everywhere. There's really no cost difference between concave and convex, but you would probably use concave in all instances when you did not have a button that would interfere. But whatever the case is, clients would walk in. Okay, I got to put stops on 50 doors. Give me 45. Give me 30 of these. Give me 25 of these, or give me 40 of these and 30 of these, and I'll return the ones that I don't use because they don't know what functions of locks are going to be on the job. Regular people like me and you, we just need to figure it out before we just order stuff. So the dimensional properties of this, and it is available in all of the common finishes. Your brasses, your bronze, your chromes, your nickels, oil rubbed as well. Being brass, it can really be done in any architectural finish. That doesn't mean any architectural finish is necessarily available, but your bronze, your brasses, your chromes, your nickels, satin polished, oil rubbed bronze. They say that this is 2.5 inch diameter. They say it's 2 15/16, and I'd say that that would be accurate. It's going to have a total projection. They're coming up with 1 3/32 of an inch. I'd say that that'd be fairly accurate as well. Okay. Now, also the thickness of the base, it's about 5/16 if my memory serves me. That's a lie. It's about 7/16. the total base thickness with the raised feature to it, but otherwise it's about 5/16. Now, installation of this is super easy. You know, people will look at these and say, well, what do I do with that? Well, it's easy what you do. You're going to take your number 2 Phillips screwdriver and you're going to stick it in that hole, and your screwdriver is going to grab the head of the screw, which you could force out of there if you wanted to. I would see no reason to do that. Hager's going to get you started with a plastic anchor and then a toggle anchor, like for a hollow drywall application. And that's your installation. I would like to, say, take your door, swing it, mark your hole. Installing this is really a simple procedure. You're going to obviously need to create the proper size hole for your toggler. You're going to extend that out, stuff it in the hole, boom, 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 you're in good shape. Installation's super easy. There is a link to a document called Installation, which shows you how to go about installing the material. I think it's just what I said. Wow, I was right. Tools required: 5/16 of an inch drill bit for your standard anchor, or 3/8 for your toggle anchor. You're not going to need anything other than a Phillips screwdriver and that size bit. Super easy to do that. There is also then a link below this video to a document called Product Catalog that will allow you to review the 234W and its sister products from Hager. The one little doodad I'd like to call to your attention, there are 2 of them on the second page. There's the 251W. That's a self-adhesive, cheap, inexpensive, easy wall stop. If you are a landlord and you've got 100 doors that you want to keep from banging into your walls, easy to install, very inexpensive. Certainly not unattractive either. Not really big, but they are about 1 7/8" diameter. The other cool one is the 250W. That's a tiny little 1-inch diameter wall stop, and that's really elegant because you can use that in those areas where something that's basically 2.5 inch is just simply overkill. You don't want to draw that much attention to it. You would use a big one when you have a standard size door where you're going to have contact. Okay, that surface area is going to be appropriate. But if you have like a cabinet door that's going to open and hit your wallpapered, you've got wallpaper that cost $1,000 in material because it's custom, special made or whatever, to do a 80 square foot bathroom or smaller, you're not going to want that wallpaper to be damaged. I would take a 250W because it's 1 inch and I'd put it there, and it's really nice and it will properly handle the application. I've also used that 250W in large scenarios in the sense of the space. The room was very large, and it was an application where they had a $500 lock on a teller line in a bank that was opening up to a very large, a really large blank white wall. That as soon as you walk in, you see this blank white wall. Well, sure enough, that mechanical combination lock was open and made contact with the drywall. I says, you sit tight. I'm going to bring you, the next time I come to the bank, I'm going to bring you one of my little 250Ws. Super easy to install. Was able to cover the small amount of damage that they had and then elegantly solve the problem. So that's a neat one. Page 1 will give you the sister products we've already talked about. Then Hager gets into the heavy-duty stuff and even some door holders on the last page. Finally, there is a link below this video to the manufacturer's page where you can pull up not only all of the Hager products that we sell, but a link to the manufacturer's website, as well as a link to the full product catalog, prior versions of that catalog as well. I'm partial to Hager, and it's because of my familiarity with Hager. My family has been selling Hager since the 1970s. Hager's been in business since before the 1870s, and that's a real true story. I am partial to Hager mostly because they're in it to win it, meaning they're constantly evolving their product line, and they are attempting to compete with the 2 behemoths within the industry. And I tip my cap to them for that. Regarding developing their product line, in the last few years, they have come up with a very interesting system of keying. a Hager-specific keyway and a Hager-specific key system. So if you like locks, or if you're a locksmith, or you work under that umbrella, I've got a video on that page talking about it, and it's really interesting stuff. A very brilliant amalgamation of different components of the world of lock systems, keying systems, that they've tossed all in together to make a smarter system, a system that is greater than the sum of its parts. The other thing with Hager is clients are really faithful. People have called, hey, I need some Hager locks. They're not in stock, I'd have to order them. I know Hager's running 3 weeks. There is an alternate if you're interested. Lead time. No. I'll wait for the Hager. I hear that over and over again, and I don't dispute it, and I don't try to discourage people away from it. I like their product as much as anyone else, but they do have a loyal following of clients, and I tip my cap again to them for that. If you have any questions on the Hager 234W and a US15 finish or any other Hager product, please feel free to reach out to us. And thank you.